What is going on, everybody? This is Dave. Welcome back to Wolves Weekly, my weekly Wolves series where we talk everything about Wolves that has been going on in the past 7 days or so in and around the Molineux. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is normally every Wednesday at around 7 PM. But obviously, last week we didn't have one because we had the game up against Norwich, which will be on the agenda to discuss along with many other things today. But I'm going to kick off with something that you may or may not have heard me talking about before. Over the last few weeks, even on this, we've been discussing maybe opening up a Wolves fan channel. And that's exactly what I've done. We uploaded the channel trailer for that on the channel of this new channel. Getting my words out, channel. It's called Talking Wolves. Now, it's something that I really want you guys to be involved with too. You check out a link to it will be in the description down below. The Twitter is at Talking Wolves, or we're on Facebook as well at Talking Wolves. So you can check that out, the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on there. We've got the trailer out for that. Content is going to be starting after the Reading game on Saturday. We're going to be interviewing fans of home and away support, getting their thoughts on things and seeing how we go from there, and obviously expanding from there as well. We've got a load of different avenues we can go in and different people we could talk to and get involved in that as well. If that's something that you enjoy or maybe you want to be involved with after the games, do let me know in the comment section down below, and I'm sure we can sort something out. So every week as well, we have a question of the day or question of the week. And today we're going to be looking over the one from last time. Last video was obviously a couple of weeks ago. And the question was very, very simply, which players do you love? And there was absolutely loads. I mean, there's 40 comments on here. So let's see if I can get through a few of these. Again, apologies if I miss any of you out. Thomas, he says Morgan Gibbs-white, amazing player. Ben Crazy says Bully, he's the best in his eyes. Dean Sparks at the late Dean Richards, he wore his heart on his sleeves. There's quite a few for Carl Akimi as well. Taran says Neves, that's all he's got to say. Freeland says that he still loves Kenny Hibbett. When he was a kid, he saw him score a left-footed volley against Bolton in the 76-77 season. We had already won the second division, so Bolton needed to win to go up. Wolves winning meant Forest went up next season. They won the first division. They had 2 European Cups. So it wasn't for Wolves. Forest wouldn't have won those cups. Rabbi HD, he said he used to love Lee Naylor. We currently say Barry Douglas. He's a class player. Absolute bargain for $1 million. And he also owns one of his shirts. Moldy said he loved George and Darver, really quick and direct. Some great goals for us. One away at Preston springs to mind. He came back after his broken leg at the Hawthorns by scoring a brace versus the Baggies at home in a great 3-1 win. And the passion when he scored was immense. He used to collect autographs and he always used to ask how the fans are and make time for us. Always smiling and happy, top bloke. Seb Blake went for something a little bit different. He said Dangerous Dave. Oh, obviously he's gone now. You already get people that stay at the club for as long as he did and are as genuine as him. Thought he was good on football on 5 last month as well. Tyler said he always loved Sacco and his character at the club. His ability and relations with Dicko and Bennett always made him very likeable. Currently, he'll have to say Cody as the visible amount of passion he has. Another one, Jerry Gamboni, he said he loved Kenny Hibbett as well. Great midfielder. Should have played for England. Also, Steve Bull, not only for his goals, but his loyalty. Wolves Review said Kevin McDonald. He was a class player. He just loved him. Timothy Allen Vape said Jody Craddock. Psycho Blank says Kevin Doyle. There are so many. Let's go with Charlie Green and Josh. They both said Sylvan E. Banks Blake. So loads of suggestions up. Again, apologies if I missed any of those out, guys. But there was loads of you. And make sure you get commenting now. Today's question is going to be a little bit more negative. But what is the worst season as a Wolves fan been for you? Obviously in the recent years, sort of before the last 2 years, we had obviously the relegation from the Premier League, even the relegation in the Championship down to League One. But is there any others that sort of stick out in your mind? And do let me know and sort of explain why they were the worst seasons for you. But as always, we've got a few more things to talk about. I've obviously spoken about my Talking Wolves new channel, which isn't really going to take any content from this channel. Everything should really stay as is on this channel, but anything that goes on there is really a bonus, and I'm going to be doing that with a few of the content creators. As always, if there's any questions on that, do let me know. But the other things that we are going to be talking about is that ex-Wolves manager, Mick McCarthy. He's in demand. A few clubs are after him, sniffing around, including one West Bromwich Albion. Obviously, just rumours at the moment. Be very interesting to see if Mick does jump ship at the end of the season. I think it'll be very likely that he leaves Ipswich. But if West Brom come down, obviously get rid of Alan Pardew. Be interesting to see if Mick McCarthy does go there. Another good piece of news is that Will Norris, he got named in the Carabao Cup Team of the tournament. Obviously, he did not concede a single goal during that tournament. It was a fairly solid cup run. We beat Southampton. We beat, was it Yeovil? We beat Bristol Rovers. I hope I've got those correct. And obviously, we unfortunately lost out to Man City, albeit on penalties. So, Will Norris kept a clean sheet against the likes of Aguero, Gabriel Jesus, for over 120 minutes. So, we did really, really well there and fully deserved to be in that team of the tournament. Now, also, there is a thing on, I think it's Birmingham Mail, where you can predict your table. And I've seen quite a lot of people been doing this, really, just to see how the sort of top 6 would go. Now, it's very, very difficult to do, and I've tried to be as unbiased as I can, but I've done it here, and I'll put a screenshot on the video now, so you can predict sort of from 11th upwards. And I've predicted that in 11th place will be Preston, 10th place will be Leeds, 9th place will be Middlesbrough, 8th place will be Sheffield United, 7th place will be Bristol City, 6th place will be Brentford, 5th Derby, 4th Villa, 3rd Fulham, 2nd Cardiff, and 1st Wolves. Now, I tried to be as unbiased as possible, and obviously there is going to probably be a few losses and draws in there, but I'm still predicting Wolves to finish. It's got here 10 points, but I'd take sort of 3 to 6 points sort of in there as well. But if you can see what I've predicted, I think that is going to be sort of similar to what it is, and to get such high point totals is fantastic from even Villa's point of view. Villa upwards, I mean, even Derby 80 points upwards and only finishing 5th is absolutely incredible compared to sort of the finishes last year. So it'd be nice if we broke the 100 points, but I'm not sure if we'll do that. As I say, we probably need to almost not drop points in most games. So if we can hit sort of 95, 96, I think we will get promoted on that. But that is just my prediction. I'll put a link to it in the description down below and see what you boys think. But obviously, Wolves had 2 games over the last week or so. We played up against Norwich last Wednesday at the Molineux, taking a very nice 2-goal lead. Obviously, Diogo Jota's effort, I think it was deflected and just about crossed the line. Used the goal line technology to approve that one. And then shortly after, Alfred Ndiaye with a flick-on header gave us a 2-goal lead. Shortly after that, though, Norwich scored a very similar goal right in the corner. And similar sort of thing, knock-on at the near post. And Norwich back in the game. But Wolves held on for the majority of the second half. A little bit of a strange tactical change at half-time, bringing Helder Costa off, and Wolves changing formation. In the end, we held on for the majority of the game, but a lapse of concentration allowed Nelson Oliveira, who had an attempt from about 30-35 yards and somehow went into the back of the net. A lot of fingers being pointed at John Ruddy, but nonetheless, it was 2-2 in the end. Obviously, Wolves fans probably think it's 2 points dropped, but Norwich weren't necessarily bad. But Wolves, I think, would be so frustrated with it literally being the last kick of the game. Moving on to the game against Fulham, obviously Wolves fans really hoping we could bounce back, especially after dropping those points against Norwich, and it was always going to be a tough game against Fulham, who have been bang in form recently. Wolves obviously without Ruben Neves, who's got his 2-game ban. That was the first of those games, and the second game will be against Reading this weekend. So we had to change it up. Sasson and Ndiaye played through the middle together. Bonatini came in as well, and unfortunately Wolves fall into a 2-0 defeat, a very rare defeat at that. It's very rare that Wolves even draw sort of a blank and don't score against any team. So Fulham fully deserved in that. I can't really comment too much on that. I've seen the goals, but I mean, I didn't watch the game, to be honest. I was busy. I was out and about doing other things at events and stuff. So I didn't see the game in full. I've seen the goals. I know Ryan Bennett for the first goal probably should have done a lot better with his clearance. And John Ruddy with a pretty strong parry. Again, people pointing the finger at John Ruddy, but I don't think that first goal was his fault. He did get beaten at his near post for the second one, so you may be able to put blame on him for that one. But again, it was a very good finish from Mitrovic. So nonetheless, Wolves, losing to a very strong team in Fulham. I think last year they were one of the strongest teams I saw at the Molineux. This year we played a little bit better against them at home, but they've definitely got the quality there. It'll be interesting to see how they finish off this season. And obviously we move on to the game against Reading this weekend. They've just come back off a very, very poor defeat against Sheffield United last night. They were, well, performed pretty dreadfully, and Jaap Stam really on his last life as Reading manager if he's still there on Saturday. They've still got the likes of John Daddy Bodvarsson and Dave Edwards, among others, so I'll be interested to see how they get on. Obviously, John Daddy Bodvarsson didn't score a single goal at the Molineux last year in a Wolves shirt, so it'll be interesting to see if he does bag one for Reading on Saturday. But we got to hope for 3 points. We don't want to worry too much, but obviously Neves still suspended. But I think the home crowd, it's on TV again, we'll have a good atmosphere. Hopefully we can get the lads over the line and another 3 points. And I hope so too. That'll give us a positive start to our career on Talking Wolves on the YouTube channel. But guys, that is all for today on Wolves Weekly. If you feel that I've missed anything out or you want me to discuss a few things on the next video, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below. Answer the question of the day: what is the worst ever Wolves season you've had as a fan? I know it's not the most positive one. Make sure you smash the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out Talking Wolves in the description down below. And I am doing a Q&A. Now, the answers or the questions I'll have to have by tomorrow at this time at the very latest. I'm going to be recording it tomorrow night, which is Thursday, the 1st, I think, of March. So let me know I'll leave a link to the video that I announced the Q&A for you to put a question in. I did it on the channel last week. But without me carrying on, make sure you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all very, very soon.